Good evening. It is 12:44 a.m. I should have already been in bed, but I took a nap, so now I'm not sleepy. I have to work at 9:15 a.m. But update, update. We are finally getting somewhere with these shawls. It's turning colors now. This is great. I've written down every single stitch count for this. I haven't written the instructions because I don't need the instructions. I have the diagram in front of my face. However, if I'm going to keep on messing up, I need to know why I messed up and how many rows in I messed up. I just want this to be done. I want to get on to other projects. I mean, I do love this project, don't get me wrong, but the more I work on it, the less I want to because I keep on messing up. But great news. I have been contacted by one of the co-founders of the Mossy Hollow Market. We met each other at the market in Plant City. I can't remember the name of it right now because brain is shutting down because it's bedtime. But they were one of the last customers I had at that market, and they told me that they liked how unique my stuff was because I had like UV reactive stuff, even though that wasn't like the intention behind it. I just liked that yarn. They bought her and her friend. Her friend is the harp player, but the co-founder both bought UV reactive berets from me, which was super sweet. They have invited me to apply for the Mossy Hollow Market January 24th. So I will be working some of these up. I am buying a tent. I realized, so you can do a 6x6 table, you could do a little corner table, or you could do a 10x10 tent. And because I want to do clothes, I don't think the 6x6 table would be fitting for me. The thing is, my clothes aren't really like clothes. The more I'm working into this, the more I'm realizing if I'm doing sewing, I don't want to sell sewn clothes unless I really get into the groove of making bralettes, which I may or may not do. The thing is, I'm still like fresh isn't the right word because I've been sewing for 5 years now at this point, almost 6 years now. My sewing isn't at the level where I can drape and do my own stuff. My sewing, I do feel like I need body forms to be able to manipulate my fabrics more often. My sewing, I know I need to have more money so I can have more fabrics in my inventory. So if I'm doing sewing, I want to make sure I just want to do accessories. So that being the point said, my clothing is as of right now, just crochet, and I don't have very much of it. However, it's not something I can easily display, I can fold it up, but like if I fold it up, nobody's going to know what it is. I want to get some body forms as well so I can display some of my clothes. So that's why I haven't actually applied yet. I have it in my open tabs right now because I just need my brain to work. I'm at the part where I have to describe my products, and I think that's why my brain is like, nope, we're done with this. But I need to get this done by the end of this weekend. Literally all I have to do is describe my products and then give them my Instagram and TikTok, and then the application does that. Well, I also have to send them photos of my table, which the only time I've ever had a table was at the Halloween market. Why can't I remember the name? I don't know. It was a very important part of my life, of my growth, and I can't remember anything because it was more than a day ago. And even then, it was more than 6 hours ago. I've had at least one sleep since then. But anyways, I think a 10x10 booth tent will be the best for me. I will be purchasing my own tent, a new one that's not camouflage, so that it fits my branding a little bit better. I did want the pink one. It's sold out. Oh well. But the black one is on sale for like $50 cheaper. So I will do that, and I'll just pay myself back if I make enough money. Because like this market is $55 to $75. What did they say? Yeah, 55 to 85. And I think I will still honor my local market prices for my clothing, for my items. Whereas if I were to ever do like, MegaCon for way in the future. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But if I were, I would actually just charge Etsy prices because that's a very expensive vendor fee booth. I think MegaCon itself goes for like $600 a table, which is very, very expensive. I know Holiday Matsuri, my best friend is going and I'm so jealous. They did invite me to go. However, I do work and it's just such little short notice, especially with it being the holidays. Not a good time for me to go, unfortunately. One day I will. When I make more money, maybe. But right now, I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole that I made for myself by calling out when I came back from vacation and going on vacation in general. But you deserve your vacation. I know times are tough, but you deserve time away from work. Like, it sucks that we live in a society where we have to work to live and it's not living to work. Or, no, wait. Okay. You have to live to work right now. And that's like such a shame that we're kind of in that kind of society where like you can't think of anything else but work because bills are so bad, groceries are so bad. But if you have the time to at least just stay home one day because your mental health is bad, it is being sick. Take care of your mind, take care of your body. You deserve it. Anyways, yeah, I am very excited. This is a 7-hour market. I will be applying very, very soon. They contacted me very recently, and I'm just noticing that November 30th is when they put the call out. My bad. I never ever go on Instagram. That's unless I'm like hunting for markets. That's a me problem. Anyways, just wanted to give you an update that this is successfully working up now. Yippee! This is a post-work day, but I've been working on the shawl and I'm like, why is this still messing up? I'm so grateful that I've been writing down the stitch counts because I'm starting to see the pattern on how it evolved from each like motif. And I missed a stitch on this one. I don't know if I missed a stitch down this way, but I need to double check. But it's been really great being able to like go back because like I was able to count this and be like, I'm missing one stitch or I'm missing 2 stitches. Or the previous row, I wasn't missing any stitches. Thank goodness also for plenty of stitch markers. I have these ones, and then I have these ones, and then I have the ones that are attached to the main body of this. Stitch markers are miracle workers. I know there's some people that use like the little stitch counter thing, whatever. That does not work for me. I need the stitch markers. So yeah, we're gonna frog it until that point at least. I'm gonna double check the other side, but yeah. I realize this is going to be a very nuanced take, but we have absolutely bean souped boycotting. I am one of those that have been lucky to boycott some things. I boycott certain makeup companies. I boycott certain like businesses, big businesses specifically. I haven't been doing as much shopping as normal, partially due to my financial standing, but also because of the boycotts. And right now, the discussion on TikTok is something along the lines of it's a privilege to be able to boycott. And unfortunately, to the dismay of at least 3 of my followers, I don't know, maybe mutuals too, on TikTok, I kind of agree with it being a privilege. There are some things that aren't like necessarily privileged to boycott. I've always thought the word boycott was completely halting all purchases for like a certain company. And right now, I think I'm getting mixed messages on what the actual definition is. As a disabled person, you can't boycott. There are some things that some people have extremely special interests on that they cannot boycott. And I think that's where I stand on the boycott list thing, because I am somebody that has a special interest in a certain thing and I can't necessarily boycott that certain thing because of my special interest. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because, like I said, I don't want people, one, to judge me, but it's already too late because people have already unfollowed me over this repost take. But also because I think it's good to not talk about the companies that are not doing good things, you know? Anyways, there's a lot of people that live in like food deserts or like, what's an easier way to say it? very rural areas, very poor areas where they can't necessarily boycott big businesses, big box businesses, specifically one. I'll go ahead and say Walmart. Monopolies were kind of banned in the US, but it doesn't feel like it right now. But they were banned in the US way back in the day because there was a gas or a petrol company who came in, lowered all their prices, and then when all the rest of the competition was gone, they raised their prices. That's essentially what Walmart's doing, but it's not really what they're doing because there are other grocery stores out there because they haven't actually killed all the competition. However, the competition they're killing are the mom and pop shops. That's why we have Walmart in very rural areas, that or Dollar Tree or Dollar General, whatever. And that's something that a lot of people can't boycott. You can do what you can to avoid spending. I have changed my spending habits. Like I said, not only because of my financial standing right now, but also because of my personal boycotts. There's some things that I can't, like food, you know. Luckily, I can go to other places around here, and I have tried my best to go to other places around here. There's only so many you can go to, and like one of my better locations is 2 hours. No, not 2 hours away, but about an hour away. But like I said, I feel like we have bean souped the whole entire discussion about boycotts. There are people who can boycott, and I do believe it is a privilege of myself to be able to boycott certain big companies in my area. And, you know, with all these boycotts and quote unquote recession indicators, it's hard for me to believe as somebody that works in the tourism industry and we've made record breaking sales. I know prices have gone up, but these are huge margins from the last year's record breaking sale. Like almost half, well, not half a million for a day, 50K in one day, almost record breaking sales. So I don't know what I believe. I don't think people are necessarily boycotting the things that they need to boycott, such as extracurricular things. But yeah, I think the discussion is when people are talking, like the people who are saying that boycotting is not a privilege are also saying like, I don't think they understand the nuance of disabilities, nor do they understand the nuance of being in a very poor area. I grew up very, very poor. And so we did have food stamps at some time, and we were very limited on how many times we could go out and leave the house. We only were able to buy at certain stores. And of course, that's not our money, it's government money, but it's just being funneled back into the same system that keeps us poor, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember where I was going with this, but I am really kind of sad to see some of my favorite creators talk and like, I don't know what the word is, but basically shame people who aren't able to boycott certain companies. We can do our best in our privileged position to boycott what we can because these companies are taking advantage of what was the middle class. Lower class, there's only a few things. As somebody that came from that, there was only a few things that we could boycott. But us in the middle class, I'm in the lower middle class, we can do what we can to keep on boycotting what we can. There's like only 2 or 3 companies that I don't even shop there very often at all. Some of my hyperfixation foods are at some of these locations, unfortunately for me. Like I said, it's sad for me to see big creators that I really enjoyed their takes on shaming the lower class people, especially when they touted that they were from lower class. It feels like I feel dirty for even saying that I agree that boycotting is kind of a privilege, because I wouldn't be able to afford boycotting certain things had I, you know, had I not moved up in class. I married up in class. I will remind everybody that I have moved up in class because I married somebody who was from the middle class. I was due for poverty my whole entire life. Everybody else in my family, like both sides of my family are from poverty levels. So yeah, I don't know. And then like on makeup things, there's certain things in my makeup that I don't buy anymore. Granted, I don't buy makeup very often anymore, but there's a certain brand I don't buy anymore because of their marketing stats, you know? And some people have allergies to certain makeup, so they do have to buy that certain makeup brand, you know? So I maybe privileged isn't the right word. Maybe I'm just disappointed in myself for having this view. Maybe I'm just disappointed in the world because there's nothing I can do to. I feel like there's nothing I can do, and I might start crying over this because I just started my period recently. But like, I feel like there's nothing I can do to make anything better, to try and help with the economy. Like, it's not helping with the economy because the economy is basically billionaires saying they've got money or they don't, you know? Trying to help people, like, it's a lot of it is performative. And I think that's the issue. Some people are very performative about their boycotting. And I'm not afraid to admit that I think I might be a little bit performative in the fact that I don't post about some of the places that I go anymore because there's supposed to be a boycott. But like, I don't know. I get free entry into some places, and I think that's, I don't know. This is a hard discussion to have while I'm trying to get ready for work.
Folks, we have made a ton of progress in this room. So right now, let me just flip the camera so it's easier for me to just point and shoot. Right here are 2 tubs of fabric. And some of them are like whole fabric, some of them are remnant fabrics, but they're being hidden under this fabric because I don't know what to do with this fabric. It doesn't match anything in my style. I bought this when I first started sewing and it just didn't work out. I think it was a Valentine's Day fabric from Joanne, obviously. And I just, like I said, I never got around to it. But it's a good little cover. Over here still needs a little bit of organizing. This is a whip. That's also a whip. That is a bandana that I use as a base for all my other bandanas, the sewing bandanas, which I might start using for my whips. These right here, okay, so the reason why I started getting back into like cleaning this room, especially since I've been doing just like 5-minute increments or 10-minute increments before work, which has been phenomenal for my mental health, by the way. I don't burn myself out on cleaning and like I got a lot of work done. It's taken a while. However, I kind of needed that sewing break anyways because the last sewing project kind of like wore me out and like I'm not too happy with it, but that's besides the point. I wanted to use those fabrics. Let me flip you guys back around again. I wanted to use these fabrics really, really soon because my schedule just dropped for the Christmas day. I don't work Christmas. Well, now I do, but like I want to have this, at least the red one, ready for, I mean, the red one, like it's crimson, so it's not technically Christmas, and I could probably mix a different color with it. The green one also not technically Christmas. That's more wintry, and I can get away with that color as opposed to the crimson one. But the crimson one gives like more vampy vibes. So I don't know. I just want to get one of those done before Christmas. So like they're both, well, there's a third one in there, but these 2 right here, they're both circle skirt, or well, they're going to be circle skirts. They're both circle tablecloths. Well, okay, so I think the green one I want to make into a skirt, and the red one, the crimson one, I want to make into a capelet because I think that would be such a cute, darling little color. Plus, I have this rectangle actual tablecloth, and I could mix those 2 together to make like a whole little outfit. So I kind of really want to do that. And then this pile is like repair pile, but also, wait, no, it's not in here. I'll show you guys later. I have a huge repair pile, and then I have this one that needs to be repaired, which is super easy. All I gotta get is some thread and then whatever. These ones are all whips because I need to sew in lining for them because, yeah, that's just the way that works. This is done. Like, I got my hot glue gun in here. Got a little bit of winter, little bit of Lovecore, mostly Lovecore, but yeah, these are all my florals, so I can see them if I want to add them to my outfits, you know. This I kept the same. It's just my beret wall because it's art at the end of the day for me. I'll probably replace these ones eventually because they're not really, it's not that they're not art. It's just like they're just stripes, and plus like you can see where like I wasn't doing the slip stitch for the first stitch on these two, or joining stitches. This one is just too big. And I don't think I can get this yarn again. It was another Joanne exclusive big twist yarn, so I don't know. These ones, I will probably keep one of the Rave ones up. This one I'm definitely keeping up. This one I might take down because it doesn't please my eyes. I think it's the shade of these stars that don't really, and the shape. Honestly, it's just too big. I love the paintbrush. I was a Neopets player. It was the first thing I ever did on the internet was make a Neopets account, and I didn't even do it myself. One of my church people did it for me. This is staying up. This one's staying up. But eventually, I'll start like replacing these so I can show off some more. This wall is pretty empty. Well, it is empty right now, but I might add more berets later so that I don't have to replace this wall. But yeah, this one's empty. My makeup table, I did a lot of organizing over here, which is so nice. This is now up, so now I have a little table thing, whatever, so I can set my camera up here and then, or my phone, where you guys are, set a camera up here so I can shoot my outfit from here. And then my makeup, like I started compacting the whatever's because I don't buy new makeup very often, so I kind of know just by looking at the box what color. Well, I don't know what colors are in there because I have ADHD, but I know that they're different boxes, and some of them I kind of know that they're pastels, and some of them I know they're more darker colors, so that's fine. In here, I have like hair ties, and then I don't remember what I have in here, but I think they're just electronics, so that's not really going to be messed with. That's just decor, and then this is something I've already done before, but this is like just glitters, and we got my lipsticks back there. Underneath here are things that I don't really use, but if I do need, I can just slide stuff out of the way. This is just, by the way, behind the scenes of my makeup setup. This is where you guys sit whenever I do my get ready with me's for like my makeup and my hair. Um, I need to wash all of these, by the way. These need to get out of here. This is a repair I need to do. This, I don't know where to put, but I'll eventually get there. Down here, we have my hair accessories, my hair getting readies. We got lipsticks that I don't really use. They're all bright reds because I had that 1940s phase, and all I bought were reds. So these ones I kind of want to mix with other colors, but I don't know yet. I'm I'm not ready to get rid of them yet. This little guy down here actually has bobby pins, so that's, yeah, my straightener and my straightener serum, blah blah blah. Got some like lotions in here. Oh yeah, also we have a lotion up here too. But oh, and tissue. I need to use the tissue. I'm not sniffling right now, but I know I will be. And then over here, oh, my light. Down here, this still needs to be cleaned, but this is where I'm going to start recording all of my crochet with me's, I believe, because like it's low to the ground. I have this seat. This is a dog bed, but like I've always sat on the ground. I'm Korean, and like that's just kind of the way we ate food, was just sitting on the floor. But this is going to be covered with a blanket, not a blanket, a mattress sheet, whatever. And then this one I might keep up here. I'm going to move it slightly over so that it's more centered. I'm going to clear this whole entire area out, clean it, blah, blah, blah. And then whenever that's done, like I can put my legs underneath that. And I think that's a little bit more important as well. And then I can lean over it, and then I'll have this light shining right on top. So I can also get a better overhead view instead of like having to fandangle it between my legs like I was when I had my sewing table as my area, because that was one of the issues of why I don't do very many tutorials. Not only that, it's the instructions that makes it hard, but because this will be just over here, all I have to do is like stand up to see if it's like getting the shot well. And then, yeah, and then I think I can lower this a little bit. If not, I have other methods of getting this done. I have so many other methods. I even have this ledge right here. So if anything, I can figure something else out. But yeah, this is going to be my new crochet with me table, so I can, yeah, really guarantee that this is going to be a good shot for y'all. Underneath, I'm gonna do the table, not the tablecloth, whatever it's called, the mattress sheet over it, and that way I can hide stuff underneath here, because I'm good, I don't know, big fan of hiding things underneath things that you can't see, like over here, for instance. Like I know what's under there, y'all know what's under there now, but you don't know what colors these are. It doesn't match this room. Well, nothing matches in this room, but they're purple and orange. So having the pink over it kind of like just helps make it a little bit more cohesive, I guess. It's not really important for it to be cohesive, but for me, oh yeah, also, this is going to be my new ironing table. So I have like a little iron mat that I can put on top, and then I have my ironing, well, my iron, and then I have a plug down there, and I made sure to not put any fabric in front of it so that it doesn't accidentally catch on fire because I'm terrified of that. But we're going to put the ironing board up here, sheet, mat, whatever. And this is going to be my new ironing area. That way my sewing table, which isn't here yet, can just be a sewing table. I did add extra decorations over here because like I was tired of seeing how empty it was. But going back to over here, this is now empty and I need it to stay empty. Maybe I could put some whips over here just as like a holding area, but that's it. I don't want this area to be cluttered because it stresses me out. I think I showed you guys my closet last time I did this, but we had this. I don't have much more room except for more yarn. And even then, I don't really want to. Oh, did I show you guys? I have some fabrics hanging in here because this is an idea from one of my mutuals. And she just hangs her fabric so she can see it because she's also ADHD. And I loved that idea. I honestly forgot I had fabrics in here. But honestly, it won't be the worst because like these are like, I don't know, they're not scrap fabrics. I don't plan on using these as like a main dress item. I'm more into like plain fabrics, but this is a good like little lining fabric. But yeah, we have all of our yarn. Well, all of our bulky yarns are in here. And then some of our like acrylics are in here for like that don't fit in the computer room. In here, I have, let's see, buttons and miscellaneous hearts things. And then down here we have ribbons. Oh yeah, there's a lot of ribbons in here because I, for some reason, want to work with ribbons but don't know where to start. So I have a bunch of those in here. And then down here we have other miscellaneous stuff. I don't remember what's in there. I think it's probably just beads. But like we got our keychains and like beads, like I said, we got jingle bells. Yeah, and all that. Oh, this, I don't know what to do with them. Let me show you what these are. These are little ghosties that my sister-in-law got me. And I don't know. I think they're more for dioramas or like just actually people like hide them and then give them away. For me, I think it's a bunch of junk. But for some reason, I told my sister-in-law yes, that I want one. And I didn't realize it was going to be like 100 of them. So whatever. Anyways, that's that. Like I said, we're going to put our sewing machine back over here. The table's going to come back eventually. I got to figure out. These are all whips of tutorials. Well, that one I just need to take a photo to put on. Actually, I can move that one out of the room. This is going to be a slime drip one. This one is going to be a spider web one. I think I have the heart spider web already filmed. Just these two need to be filmed, so I need to move these over to this table over here once this gets cleaned. But yeah, these ones are going to be tutorials. That one needs to get out of this room. These are my I'm cold shoes. So like when I sew, a lot of times I'm like ripping apart the seams. So I just put these on while I'm ripping apart seams because my feet get really cold really easily. I think I might move these into the ribbons because they're ribbon shaped. Actually, this one, the white one on top, I could use in my hair. So I don't know. But yeah, these, I don't know what to do with these. These florals I could actually move up to this area right there. But I don't know what to do with the hair things. I don't really use these ones anymore. These are pillow things, but they're so bent out of shape. These are all pipe cleaners on the inside, so I could repair it, and that's what I've wanted to do, but I just don't have like the energy to do so. And then these, I got them for really cheap on discount at Sally's, I want to say, but I don't know what to do with these because these are not comfortable, and I don't want to get rid of them because like, what if, you know? So, oh, and then now you have more like barrettes in here. I just don't have a spot for them right now. I might put them inside this drawer over here, as in like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it. Oh, I forgot. Oh God. Oh God. Oh. Okay, that was my thread. But over here we have paints because I wanted to get into painting, and then we have my embroidery hoop back there, and then some like things for appliques. I want to get into embroidery eventually. I need to figure out how to do this thing on the back. I got this from Prometheus Esoterica, and I have been too scared to use this on anything because it's just so pretty, right? Anyways, yeah, These are for me to make like appliques because they're just cookie cutters, but me, I love stars and hearts. So yeah, this room is almost done. I really, really want to get back into sewing. Oh, this chair too. These are all things that are going to be worked on really, really soon. The white fabrics, they're all for my Litwick Gajinka. This, I am fighting whether or not I want to use it for my Litwick Gajinka. It was supposed to be a blanket, but at this point, I'm just so over it. I've been working on it since, well, okay, working on it. It's been a whip since almost half a year ago when I started going on Xiaohongshu and seeing all of these gorgeous flower blankets. The issue is I didn't want to do flowers because I thought that was tedious, and I wanted to do stars and clouds and moons and all that. And then I realized that just takes so much work. I'm not a blanket girly. Like there's a lot of things that I try to do, and then I'm like, oh, this isn't for me. Maybe in the future, but like this isn't for me. Amigurumi is one of them. Blanket making is another one. I've thought about getting into quilt making, and then I'm like, no, if I can't wear it, I'm not gonna want to wear or like make it. So also in this pile are like hats that I need to find homes for. So I'm probably gonna start adding them up onto this wall somewhere. Some of them are witches hats, so I had to figure out how I'm going to display those. If anything, I won't make this into a little ironing board. I'll just make this into like a display for some hats. I have a lot of stuffed animals, so I can have the stuffed animals wearing the hats, and then I'll just take them off as I go. Mostly, like, I don't think I really want to do that, to be honest. Maybe I could put it on my sewing table, but yeah, I have another like shelf that I could probably attached somewhere in this room, and then I'll just put the stuffed animals on there, and then, or I do have a couple more places I could, we'll figure it out. I am over cleaning today. I kind of want to get dressed so I can do my Infinity Nikki gameplay. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on this room because if you've been following along for the last like month, I've been working on cleaning this room for like the last month. So we're almost there. We're almost back to sewing, and I can't wait to start working on my gajinka. Ta-da! She is done. Finally, I thought I had one more row in me, but this is all the yarn I had. So I don't have one more row, but she is finished. I can finally move on to another project. Speaking of moving on to another project, well, not really. I have been officially invited to the Mossy Hollow Market. I don't think I want to make candy, but I do want to finish these little guys off, so I might just do a little bit of like crocheting the edges of these ones and then move on to the pink one because that one is going to be so gorgeous. The market is the 24th of January, so it's right before Valentine's Day, and I think that would be like the perfect like, hey, wear this on Valentine's Day if you're a spooky gal or guy, whatever, ghoul. If you're spooky-ish, this is like a nice little color. So I'm going to start that soon, but let me do this first and take out all of these stitch markers. I'm so proud of myself for finally getting this done. I now have every stitch count of every single row, so if I do mess up, then I won't have to like completely take it apart. Because honestly, now that I have the stitch count for all of this, I think I know, maybe I did mess up on the first one, but maybe I didn't. First motif. There's 3 motifs. Well, 3 minus 1 row. So, yay! We have another frills done. I haven't gotten around to doing any of the bases. Also, this tail is very long because I accidentally put it on the wrong side and then I flipped it over to the other side. And because I'm very cautious every time I have to like take apart something that I've already cut, I kind of have a tighter tension. So that's why this is very long. It used to only be like this long, but it is what it is. So I think this is one I'm going to have like to the side for finishing up at the market, because I always try to bring, well, this is only my second market, but I kind of want to try to bring one project to work on or like to finish off. And plus, I'm not going to lie, this one's probably the best one out of all of them I've made because it has the most even like
stitches, I guess, the even frills. Let me show you the difference. So right here, they line up almost perfectly. Whereas, let me see another one. I have one right here. This one right here, they're a little bit uneven, right? So now that I know how to count, I just want to have one of the better ones to the side so that when I'm selling the not as good ones, I can like run out of the stock of those ones. And then if not, then it is what it is, you know. I will probably discount them as opposed to this. I'm not going to lie as well. There's a lot of sewing in the ends that I have to do, so I'm probably going to price these a little bit higher than I normally. Well, I mean, it's just a rectangle with frills. And I know that's kind of silly saying that, but like it really is just a rectangle with frills. And it's just a lot of sewing and I hate sewing. like I okay, sewing clothes fine, but sewing in ends whole different ball game. So I will probably be selling this at a higher price eventually in the future whenever we get to the market. I don't know. This one's not going to go online anytime soon because not only are there one, two, three, four. Hold on. How many ends? Yeah, one, two, three, four, five, six ends on this. There's also going to be two more ends for the tie. Oh, I don't want to do all that work right now. So I'm going to take a break from crochet for a little bit. I'm probably not going to be sewing. I want to. That room is almost completely clean. But I also know that my priorities are getting this market ready. So I'm going to take a break, lay down for a little bit, come back, probably start on another one of these shawls. This is my personal one. So I've looked at it, both this one and the other one I made in this colorway, but opposite, finished off at row 56, whereas that green one finished off at row 55. And last for the pink one also was around like 54, 55. That one was completely my fault because I miscounted the stitch counts. However, I think there's less yarn. This colorway, I only bought them like in October of 20. What year is it? It's not 16. Oh my god. 2023 was the year I bought them. Whereas the green one and the pink one, they were both bought this year. And I know shrinkflation is happening, so I worry that that's part of it. Unfortunately, we're also getting affected in the yarn community. I know Loops and Threads. I was watching, I can't remember, she does like 80s content, but with crochet, she does a lot of granny square stuff and a lot of like vests and pullovers and all that. She does a lot of like tapestry clothing. Can't remember her name. She was talking about how Loops and Threads, it's ever so slightly thinner. And I know that's not the case for this. I don't think it is because it's roving yarn or it's not, there's no spinning to this. It's all polyester. But I do think they skimped out on yardage, unfortunately. So, anyways, I'm going to take a break because my head hurts. I need to drink some water. Good afternoon from a clean sewing studio. So, everything in here, there's like maybe two things that I don't really have a spot for, but everything else has its spot. It lives there forever. So let's just rerun what we were doing. Beret wall, right? That a couple of them changed, but we got the beret wall. Underneath is where I sit and cut my fabrics. That bag, I'm going to do an end of the year wrap up, and that's going to be part of it. It's all yarn labels. This is piles of stuff that I want to work on soon, maybe immediately. The one on the right is all whips. The one on the left is the tablecloths. Then we have the patterns I'm about to use. This back collar pattern, I'm just using like this edge to cut a hole in one of these tablecloths so that I can fit my head through it. And then underneath is the pattern I want to use next. You can kind of see it, but that's going to be for my Gajinka.
Over here, we have our patterns. This needs to be organized, but it's in a spot so that it can be organized. There's patterns in there, and then I believe there's patterns in there. And then we have some fabrics that I not immediately want to use, but more likely to reach to use because these are Halloween slash like darker pastel goth aesthetic fabrics, mostly shower curtains, but they're fabrics that I do plan on using. Then we have all of our florals, which doubles as decor, but our florals and my hot glue gun is hiding under there. Then we have some of our notions. So we have our bias tape, our zippers. We got a lot of our bobbins down there. I think the middle is more hot glue stuff. We have some self-made um, bias tape in there and some other miscellaneous. I don't exactly know what. These are whips. The one on top is just a repair. Literally all I had to do is tie one of the stars back on and then it's good. But these are all water bottle slings that just need a fabric lining. We did hang some more berets, and I kind of feel bad for punching more holes in the wall, but I have a lot of berets. I didn't put any of my plain berets up there. So that saved the wall from like 2 more. But this is just more berets. All of these are going to be used for my Gajinka. And then this is my new ironing table. So I got it prepared for it to become an ironing table. Then we have all of the threads that I own, except for like one big cone of black thread, but these are all the threads I have. I have a lot. I inherited them from my mother, and I'm grateful that I have them in my inventory. I got some more bobbins as well. I need to move those bobbins, I think. But those are the bobbins I use most frequently. So I don't know. Then we got our makeup over here. We got our little mirror. Howdy. But we have all the makeup over here, all the hair accessories, most of the hair accessories, the ones that don't go on the wall, like my berets or hats. But yeah, we got all of our hair stuff. Kind of a mess right now still, but like it's cleaner, I promise. It's much cleaner than it will ever get. Then we have this table for all of my tutorials eventually. I've already kind of filmed a tutorial for this one vertically. I just haven't gotten around to editing it because it's a lot of work. So, whatever. But I figured I'd have like a little nice background, not only for tutorials, but also back here I can do like shots of my headwear stuff. So that's pretty nice. Then we have my closet. Let me open the closet real quick. In the closet, we have some more yarn, and then we have our whatever that is. I don't see myself going for the little polyfill for a while, so it's staying down there. I have a huge bag of polyfill full in the other room. So hopefully I don't have to go digging through here. I don't make amigurumi very often, so this is fine. This is going to last me like 10 years probably. But yeah, all of our yarns, our thick yarns that don't fit in the other room are in here. This is a yarn bag for me, or a project bag, so that's why it's sitting in here. There's no project in it currently, but it is a bag that I use for projects. This is all beads. And beads. Up here, we have some whips that need to be taken apart because they just don't fit my aesthetic, or I want to scavenge. Whatever. I want to get the yarn out of there. I don't remember what's in here, but I don't think it's of any importance. This one is all Mickey ears. I don't want to go through it because I really don't wear Mickey ears anymore, but I don't want to give them away because I spent a lot of money on them, so we're going to keep them for now. And then we have big bolts of fabric in here. So, yeah, that's a lot of fabric. In here is a bunch of stuff. We got miscellaneous stuff. Buttons are on the top, so I can just pull them out for my sewing area. And then other things I plan on working on. Speaking of sewing area, we did get these from another room, so now my sewing backdrop won't look as silly. All those black marks are because I hung lights in here, and I didn't realize that the lights would burn the paint, I guess, on here. So unfortunately for me, it looks like this. That's all on me. This stayed the same, nothing changed, just a Halloween thing. And then we got our sewing. So I did take out the little rug down there because it was causing a lot of like issues for me. Like, I don't know. We have our feet or our shoes. So if my feet get cold, I can just put them in there instead of just putting my feet right on the rug. And we got our cinnamon roll placemat again. And then now that this is empty, I have so much more space for other things. And then I have over here, we have a bunch of hats. I got all my witches hats up here. I did take some witches hats away from this because I just don't feel like it's in my aesthetic anymore. It doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit any of the clothing I wear. So keep an eye out for that, I guess. Maybe at my market first and then I'll put it online. But I only have 3 witches hats now, which makes me sad. So I need to make some more. Then we got all of our plain colored berets right here. I did make 3 of them. 2 of them, like this black one and red one, I did not make. But the rest I did make. And then we have our cat ear beanie underneath it's hand warmers. Then we have something I made last year. It matches this, but there's our hand warmers down there as well as the leg warmers. And then we have 2 other hats. I don't go for these hats very often, if at all. So, but yeah, this is the room tour. We have that up there, but I don't feel like talking about that. This is it. I'm very excited to get back into here. I don't feel like I have the spoons to be in here today, mostly because my husband's off and I kind of want to play video games with him. We're playing My Time at Sandrock. But once I have the energy, which might be tomorrow, I don't know, because I'm starting to feel like crochet is a bit of a chore. We'll be in here. Like I'm just so excited. I've been listening to some good music. I'm back on medication for a little bit at least, maybe for like the next 2 months. And then we're just gonna knock stuff out. And I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Hey folks. First the vlog from the sewing room in a long time, as in like actually sewing. So I don't want to push myself too hard. So I'm starting with something that's super easy, which is this tablecloth. It's a circle tablecloth. However, I wanted to make it into a capelet. The neck hole's too big. So now it's going to be a skirt. Wish I could show you guys better, but this is how far I've gotten. I cut out the neck hole, well, the waist hole, and then now I just finished doing the hems. So I need to make like a little waistband area, which I do have extra fabric down here. It's this fabric, but in rectangle shape. So like an actual table shape, not a round table shape. So I'll make the waistband out of that. And then I'm thinking about maybe making this into a whole outfit. If I have the spoons, I might just make a top for this. And then it'd be a cute little bolero style top, I think. That's how I want to do it. Not sure yet, but definitely want to make a little top because I think it'd be super cute. And it's starting to warm up again. So maybe we'll see. Plus, I want to like work on something like, okay, I'm thinking this, but like as a test run for a new pattern for this, because I want to use that top for my Gajinka. But like also, you know, I don't know too much. We'll look into it later. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I was doing. I'm supposed to be doing a Let's Play, but I definitely got distracted. So I'm going to go back over there. Let me show you guys the crochet I've been working on, though, because I finished a lot of crochet, and I mentioned it in the Let's Play, but most of y'all aren't watching the Let's Play, which is fine. It's completely fine. It's kind of a way to help keep me accountable. So there's that. But let me go over there and show you guys real quick. All right, so we're at the table. Here's what I'm working on for the Let's Play. It's another shawl, but it's the shawl that I first started with, so the rhubarb one. And I have full confidence that I can do this without messing up too much. I did already mess up, but I won't have to completely frog like 14 rows. So we're not even done with the first motif, but we're getting close. We're like the last 3 rows before the first motif is done. So that's that. And then right over here, we have 2 of these completed. They kind of look like flowers if I wrap them like this. So I'm kind of thinking of like packaging them kind of like flowers, but I don't know. Not really. But anyways, these 2 are done. So I can like take photos of them and all that. I don't know, did I show you guys? I did show you guys. But we have this white one right here. I'm waiting until maybe after Christmas to buy more of this white one. I don't know. I kind of want to purchase it now and then just pay myself back later. I don't know. Because it's like, I don't want to spend money this month, especially since it's a no spend month and I have plenty of yarn in this house. And plus this is going to be one of the website ones and not one of the like sell at the market ones. So I might not. But then we got these two done. Well, they're not done either. I gotta sew in the ends, but they are so much closer to being done. One less thing to do. So I have 3 of the lines done with at least more than one product. So I can start taking photos if I want, but I don't know if I want. This one, I don't know what color I should put on it. I'm thinking black. And then I have these ones over here, and I'm thinking maybe mixing it with this, but this is just a round one. I don't know. I don't really feel like these ones mix too well together. Maybe I do like hearts, like a mushroom hearts, or I just do hearts in the front. But at this point, I don't really know what I want to do because it's not, it's not vibing. I don't want to completely take it apart because that's a lot of yarn and a lot of work. But I didn't do any of the lines right here because I was thinking about making more mushroom berets, and not a single mushroom beret sold at my last market. So, all right, I'm gonna actually get back to what I was doing earlier, so that yeah, I'm gonna do the let's play. I'm gonna finish that up so I can get that out. It's 7:48. I work at 9:30 in the morning, so I need to take a shower and get this makeup off of me so that in the morning when I wash my face, it's not gonna be as hard to get off my face. So yeah, so that's an update for today. Today is Wednesday. I might see you guys. No, today's Thursday. Duh. I might see you guys tomorrow if I get anything else done. Who knows? Another day, another craft that's not crochet or sewing. We're baking. I really wanted fudge brownies not too long ago. I learned recently that melted butter makes your dessert a little bit chewier, especially with cookies. So I really wanted to try it out. I have over here this one. Well, hello. This one is peanut butter chocolate, and this one's just plain chocolate because my husband's not the biggest fan of peanut butter. And honestly, I kind of want to bring some of it to work because there's no way I'm going to want to eat all this because it's dessert making time. It's that time of the year. It's that season. So also down here, we're making corn casserole because I really want corn casserole. I always want corn casserole. It's so good. So yeah, also I added dark chocolate chips to these because I thought it would bulk it up even more. That's my goal right now, is just to bulk up my foods. I don't know if I baked this long enough, to be honest. This is my first time making brownies, so hopefully it's baked. The corners of this one, well, there's no corners, but like the edge looks kind of crispy. If you take a closer look right here, it's kind of crispy. So I'm hoping that means I did a good job. Not guaranteed, but I have a little bit of time. Like this is going to take another 48 minutes. So I might just cut out my waistband for the skirt that I was making yesterday. I'm thinking, I'm changing my mind on the Gajinka. Kind of want to go like classic Lolita with it. Not classic Lolita, but like, I don't know how you, like the ringlet hair Lolita. Kind of want to do something like that. Maybe more gothic Lolita silhouette. I don't know. I'm still like learning about the terminology with Lolita. There's so many different terms. Also, I learned recently it's more people are doing EGL, like calling it EGL as opposed to Lolita, especially nowadays because of the negative connotation with the book series, unfortunately. So I don't even know if it's a series, but it's not a good connotation. So that being the case, I should start switching over to saying EGL more often. I'm going to try my best because if I want to be involved with the community, I should like learn the community terminology and all that. I know cord, so that's good, and I know OTK. Oh, what else? JSK. I don't know what EGL stands for, but yeah. All right. I'm gonna go start the waistband real quick. So currently, I am ripping apart the seams of this bed sheet. Well, it's not a bed sheet. For once, it's not a bed sheet. It's a tablecloth, and it's just because like it's gonna be a waistband. I don't need the seam for this. I need the seam for the hem for the skirt because I don't want to seam the hem up the bottom of the skirt. But this is going to be attached to something else, and I just, you know. Anyways, while I'm doing that, well, you guys already know the corn casseroles are being cooked. I forgot to add butter. Add butter. Add butter. So I hope it still tastes okay. At least it's not for anybody. It's literally just for me. So hopefully it'll still be okay. And also, I didn't really tell you guys what I was working on. So you guys already saw the skirt, right? But I am taking the waistband from here because I just needed to cut the pattern out anyways.
And then I'm going to use this bralette as the top. Originally, the plan was to use the bralette as a top for my gajinka. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm going to be cold. I'm always cold. It's in March. Well, okay, MegaCon's in March. And for me, I do plan on making like a little jacket as well. But I really, really want a cupcake silhouette or something. Like, I want something, a different silhouette. I don't really want to go for the 1940s, 1950s vintage thing that I normally do when I like normally dress. I want to do something different. And I think that's what makes MegaCon so special for me, is because I'm trying different like silhouettes. Because, I mean, I'm going to be so honest. Nobody really knows what my style is. I don't even know what my style is. A lot of times I'm like, oh yeah, I'm pastel goth, but then I'm wearing neons the next day, you know? Like right here, neon, pastels. Like I can't make up my mind. So I think MegaCon is a really good time for me to like experiment with my style, get new sewing patterns. It's a good excuse for it, right? So yeah, like I said, I'm just cutting or ripping out the seams for this so I can cut it properly. I'm probably not going to rip too many of the seams because I don't want to do all that sewing, all that work. My hand already hurts. This is my working hand. It's for my crochet, so I need to be careful with it. But also, I have so this is the waistband. It says cut one. It doesn't say anything about bias. It doesn't or like whatever, which is weird to me that it doesn't like have you like folding it in half. But I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably going to add like the thickener thing. I don't remember what it's called right now, but I have it back here. It's you iron it in so it like makes your waistband or your collar a little bit like less flimsy, right? Especially if you're using like cotton fabrics and all that. By the way, this is not 100% cotton. It's cotton polyester mix. And let me see if it's actually on here. Let's see it doesn't say instructions or anything, but let's see. 52% cotton, 48% polyester. This is Target. I don't know how old it is. My sister-in-law, when she's who I went thrifting for this fabric with, and she's like, "Oh, we actually have tablecloths like this," and they set it out for Thanksgiving, and it's very similar. But I think that's just the case for most holiday fabrics, tablecloths in general. Very similar. They got theirs in the 2000s, so I'm thinking this is sometime in the 2000s as well, maybe 2010s. Who knows? Somebody out there is an archivist for Target tablecloths. They'll know. But the fact that it's cotton, like majority cotton, gives me an idea that it was pre 2020. And also, I have cut out I've cut out the patterns the area of the pattern, because this is a size 14 to 22, and I plan on using it in the future for like friends. I was thinking about making my business a little bit more sewing based, because sometimes all I want to do is sew. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, if I'm sewing, I just want to do accessories. I don't think I want to make full garments out of my fabric, because fabric is so expensive right now and it's so hard to get. And like, I like to make my stuff out of tablecloth and bed sheets and all that. And it's, like I said, hard to get multiples of. And then also getting the right cut and all that. It's just a lot of work, you know? So, yeah, anyways, I need to trace it out, because that's what I've been doing with all my patterns lately, is just tracing out my patterns just in case I want to use the bigger size or a smaller size for a friend, or like if I get custom orders. Because also, I don't think size 22 on here is very size inclusive. Let me see what size 22's range is, because I think that's the highest size most simplicity patterns go up to. So, size is 22, bust is 44 inches, which is a larger size than I am. I think I'm 36, 38, somewhere between there. But that doesn't cover the majority of plus size, I want to say. Like, in the modeling world, I am plus size, but I think I'm pretty average size. in the States, and 44 inches over, like, 38 plus whatever, plus what equals 44? 6, right? It's only 6 inches bigger than me. So I would not say that's plus size friendly. I think that's maybe 1x size friendly. Maybe if you're pushing it 2x. So I, as somebody that doesn't draft my own patterns, don't think I should be making clothing until I learn how to draft my own patterns. So unfortunate for me. I do really want to get into making sewing accessories. Okay. You guys have probably seen this before if you've been watching my vlogs for a while, but I make collar pieces. This only fits my size. Oh, I say only. It's not plus size friendly, and I'm very ashamed that I brought it to a market without having plus sizes available. A lot of people asked if it was for their dogs, and honestly, I should have said yes, because I feel so guilty that I wasn't inclusive with my sizing. So that being said, that is a tracing. Oh, hold on, my corn casserole is done. I think I'm done with this for today. I definitely overloaded it. I can see it dripping over the sides. It looks pretty rough, but it smells great. Yum. I'm not going to tip it over because I'm probably going to drop it if I do. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, with the pattern, I bought that collar, the original collar that I borrowed the pattern from. I think it's a Creepsville pattern. So another look at my corn casserole. Can you hear it? It's bubbling. Yum, 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 yum. I can't wait to eat it. But yeah, I think it's a Creepsville collar, back collar. So if that's where I got it, I'm going to plan on buying more, just different size ranges, so I can copy the pattern. It's not an exact copy of the pattern. It's just a replica. Like, the seams are 1 inch longer or wider than the actual pattern that I bought. So yeah, that's going to be something in the future. Right now, I don't have the time to do it, but if they still sell it, I will be purchasing it. By the way, I have been cleaning this room too. I've moved this wardrobe over. It still needs to be organized, but I have this area over here that I can hide stuff in. And with this, I'm going to put some of these things over here. This is my canopy. I'm not going to show you guys higher up because my address is on there and I'd rather not show you guys that. But yeah, most of this is stuff that needs to come with me to my markets. This bucket is market stuff. That's all market stuff. That's all stuff that I need to photo, record, whatever. This is kind of market stuff. I don't know yet. There's market stuff. I got my bolts of fabric back there, lots of bed sheet stuff. And then this also needs to come with me to market this year. I forgot to, well, maybe I didn't forget to tell you guys. I got accepted to the market, right? I was able to pay the booth fee. So I thought I was going to get a tent. So that's why we have this little canopy over here. I wanted to do a tent. However, I understand why we're not doing a tent, and that, like, they would rather have me in the greenhouse, which is fine. Like, I'm okay with that because it's going to be nice and warm. Oh, warm. It's going to be warmer in there, which is better for my body. I guess I'm going to have to figure out, because it's only going to be a 6-foot table, and I don't know if it's going to be a, like, table provided or not, because I only have 4-foot tables or whatever. Maybe it's 6 feet. I don't know. Either way, I got accepted, paid the booth fee, and I just gotta wait for more information. So yay, yippee! I hyperfixated on something. Okay, hyper-focused on something. I was just taking a break from playing Infinity Nikki, but I had this beret. I have 2 of these just sitting around, right? And I didn't want to make another mushroom beret because I have 3 of them, and none of them sold at the last market. One of them was eyeballed very heavily by a child, and mom said no because it was too expensive. I get it. But it's Lovecore season. I wanted to do hearts on here, and I thought, like, maybe, like, doing heart-shaped mushroom spores or whatever. They're not called spores, but whatever the dots are. I was thinking maybe that. Then I was like, I really don't want to do that again. So instead, I did this, which this is very cute from the front, but now the back is just kind of dull, right? So I started making bow pieces. This is going to be like this. We're going to sew it up. Then we're going to sew these long ones. And then we're going to sew these small ones. Hold on. There's 4 total. Yeah. But that's not all. I have the one and only 42 karat, what is it? I don't even know. I never got that on my For You page. I got hearts. So this bow is going to be scrunched up like right here, like a soul. And then we're going to put this heart here. And then we're going to have a heart hanging here. And then we're going to have a heart dangling from one of these long guys. So I'm going to get back onto Fortnite now for Infinity Nikki so I can sew this up together and finish that Let's Play because I definitely got distracted. I was just supposed to be a short little break so I can like move my legs and get some water. Got some water. Great. Ate some brownie. Great. Hyper focused on getting a new project done. Not as great, but also my brain hasn't been this active in making new fashion in a while, so it's kind of welcome. All right, back to the Let's Play. So, no mic. All right, I just learned like less than 10 minutes ago that Adam the Woo has passed away, and he has been an important part of my YouTube like watching journey. And man, that hits really close to home. I may have not watched him all the time, but I definitely watched him a lot. I watched him before I got ready to go over to California. I watched him for a lot of the Disney stuff. I am a Disney vlog viewer and Universal vlog viewer, even though he got banned from the one in Orlando. It was really interesting to watch all of his California ones, seeing his transition from doing urban exploring to becoming pretty clean slate, I guess. As clean slate as you could get. He was inspirational. He's one of the reasons why I got into filming my own experiences out in the parks. Not that I do it in the same way that he or other theme park lifestylers do, but it did inspire me to at least start recording and posting, and wow. RIP to him. I hope all of his friends, everybody that knew him personally, take some time to themselves, gather their thoughts, not think about having to work or whatever. I hope you all are doing well. This hurts. We have finished it. I don't know if I like that placement. I like that a lot. Let me go to the bathroom real quick so I can do a better like try on of it. I don't know if I'm going to do like a separate, like if I can finish my Christmas dress in time, then maybe I'll do it. But give me 1 second. Okay, so I've repositioned a little bit. I like this being right here. The bow, I can't see it, but how does it look? Does it look cute? I made it detachable, so I can just take it off like this. And then it's its own separate thing. Let me try to put it in my hair. Well, I don't have a hair tie, so it's going to look silly. I mean, everything I do looks silly at first. So let's do this, like a little temporary thing. So far, it kind of looks good. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but without the beret, is it a look? Can you guys even see it? Am I positioning it myself right? Yeah, I wish I made it a little bit bigger. Maybe if I positioned it a little bit higher, I'd like it even more. Yeah, okay. I have to try this for a work look. Like, the thing is, a lot of times I try to do things like, my location has been very, very nice in allowing me to wear my crochet items. I know I probably shouldn't, but also I want to show off my art. Like, is it cute? I'm going to watch this back and I'm going to be like, you were out of frame the whole time. We are back in the sewing room. So I have these two, well, this pattern on here, piece. And then I have this one because you can easily fold it over and like just pin it down. Whereas I had to trace these ones out because you can't just fold it over. So this is the bra front. Yeah, bra front piece. I have it traced out for size 14 because that's kind of my plan. like I said, I just kind of want to try to get into sewing for other people, but maybe close friends. I also have this piece right here. This is this waistband piece. So I'm going to do that one first, and then I'm going to make the top. I want a long sleeve top so badly. I think I'm going to make a long sleeve top out of white fabric for this, just so I have like something. So, oh, I don't know if I told y'all, but I'm thinking for my Litwick Gajinka, I want to go techwear. I think that's where my brain is leading me to, and I think that would be really fun. It would be so cool if I could add like LED lighting to my outfit, like down the side, like stripes, like kind of like on sweatpants. But I am not that advanced yet. One day, though, one day it would be so dope. So yeah, I think that's where I want to go with my Gajinka. However, I think if I could do like a bolero, I might do that. Actually, I might make a long sleeve bolero and then like kind of, it's not going to be quite a bolero. I think what I want to do, maybe just long sleeve in general, wear it underneath the top for this. Yeah, I already showed you guys what it looks like, but it's going to be a little tank top. I don't know. Okay. I'm just thinking too hard. I know for sure for the tech wear thing, I want to make like a little like scarf thing, hoodie thing out of yarn. Um, I am crocheting it. I'll just have to find like really good patterns. And then for my top, I kind of want to make a tank top, but also say hi, Apollo. I don't want tank tops that often, but I do want something with sleeves. So maybe I can make something like a bomber jacket or something. I don't know. I'm thinking I need to get this done. It's T-2 days till Christmas where this won't be acceptable to wear anymore. But that's not true because like it's just a crimson color, and I can wear that outside. I can wear it during Valentine's Day. So I need to get this done. Sorry about being so pushy about showing you guys my sewing room progress, but now you guys got an in-depth tour of the sewing room. So we are at the very end of the video where I talk about everything I made this past 2 weeks. I'm really enjoying the 2 week schedule, the every other week schedule, because I am realizing that I do need to take some mental health days and I can't just talk every single day. Plus, like the whole Infinity Nikki thing, I'm probably going to slow it down once this big 2.0 chapter release is done. And once also the tourism industry has died down a little bit, I might be going out more. And that way I can get more nature videos. I do have for the holidays, my in-laws gifted me a pass to one of the local gardens. So it'd be really nice to just sit, crochet, and listen to it's Bok Tower Garden. I don't know why I'm trying to gatekeep that from y'all, but it's Bok Tower Garden. So I might go out there and just have shots of me crocheting while listening to the bells. So, anyways, what I was working on while this was being edited and all was the rest of the shawl. So we are on the second motif for this one, and I've only messed up twice. So that's really good news. And I think I'm getting more gooder at this. I do unfortunately want to keep this one for myself. So I may or may not. I do have two made that I do plan on selling. But actually, let me go show you the one that's already made, and then I'll show you the one that's I'm planning on selling as well. They're all in the same pile. We'll go over there. Welcome to the kind of new and improved display room. It's not really. This is just where I keep all my stuff pre-market. I do want to get a new 6-foot table so that I can do like displays. I'll get to that when I get to that, but here, showing off. This one is one I made on the ship. Give me 1 second because Apollo needs to go outside. I don't have a good place to put you guys at yet, but the way I had you guys, the light was shining and like it just wasn't working out with lighting and all that. And these are important colors to show off. So I kind of want to have better lighting. So this is one I made on the ship. And although I do love it because it's the first perfect one I made, I want to get it out of my inventory because I already have another one, but opposite color way. So this is going to be on the shelves. I don't know how else to say it. So that's the example. I say whatever. You guys already saw it, but as a reminder, here is the newest one. I think this will be really good for Mossy Hollow just because there's probably going to be more like natural, whatever based people there, more like forest whimsical people. And I want to try to get some forest whimsy alongside all of my Valentine's Day stuff because although I am very, very excited for Lovecore, I'm also I don't know, being an elf was one of those things that I wanted to be as a kid. I fell in love with the Lord of the Rings series, specifically Legolas and Arwen. They're so pretty, and I wanted to be as pretty as them. So that and vampires, which is all kind of in the same vein for me. So I think it does still align because, like, okay, so I remember at the last market, somebody asked me, Kawaii Eldritch, what's Kawaii Eldritch? And I didn't really know how to answer that because, like, it wasn't really a question that I was prepared for. Like, also, I didn't know what they were asking me because I'm a little bit brain not working the same way as normal brain work. So, Kawaii Eldritch to me means more like it's kind of like a play on pastel goth because like I'm not what typically would be considered pastel goth. I do wear a lot of pastels and I am goth. However, I do also slide into other alternative fashion styles quite a bit. Pastel goth is kind of my main style, the one I want to dress up in the most. However, I don't have all those fabrics and I don't have all those colorways and I don't have the exact style that some people, because like there's pastel goth and there's what is it? It's something kawa. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it is kind of like an off branch of pastel goth, but more Japanese. And like for me, I think my style falls under J fashion quite a bit, even though okay, it's a play on pastel goth. It is a way for me to like explore different fashion styles. It's me taking inspiration from both my American style side and the Asian J fashion specifically side. I was highly inspired by the 1940s. Lovecraftian eldritch horror. I'm not going to lie, I feel like a fraud because I haven't read any of the books. I know of some of the eldritch like monsters and all that, but I don't know enough. And maybe I shouldn't have made it part of my name, but I am inspired by that. So I don't know. Let's get back to everything that I finished this week. So we have these two little guys. We have the one that I haven't made. Neither of these are ones I made for myself, but they're little headdresses. I think I finished them this week. I should have, but you can either tie them in the front or in the back. Most people might tie them in the back. I like mine in the front because it kind of gives like a choker feel. But this is going to be one of two so far. I'm going to try to finish two more because I have two more like partially sewn. Well, partially done up rather. So we have two of these guys. Let me tie this back in. Next up, I'm going to show you a lot. And like, I didn't realize I had this much made up, but I got quite a bit done. So we've got 3 different colorways, but 5 done. I'm very, very proud of myself. And I'm so, so grateful to myself for having had done the bases way earlier when I was still in a beret kick or beret making kick. So these are done. These are ready to be photographed and put online. 5 total. I would love to have more, but these are going to be one of my showstopper pieces. One of many. Well, I think this is going to be second round showstopper because I don't plan on buying any more yarn until, it depends. I don't plan on it, but if I do, then I'll make this next one that I'll show you guys. But this is definitely one of those that I do plan on making kind of a showstopper piece so that people know that I am pastel goth, that I am doing Lovecore themed stuff. I'm so proud of this design. It's been a design that's been in my head for a while, and I've done it before because I have two of these made up. One for myself, the other one was kind of a mistake, so it's in my mistake pile. I think it's right on top here. Yeah, let me grab it for you guys real quick. I think this one was a mistake. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually, it's not a mistake. I can put this on the pile too. This needs to be photographed. I have this pile right here of stuff that needs to be photographed. Yeah. And that needs to be put into a bag so I can sell it. But yeah, so actually in total, I have 6 of these. So great news. And then last but not least, I have 2 of these. Let me go grab my personal one so I can put it on, and then I'll show you guys the other one. Give me 1 second. Last but not least, this little guy. So this one is the trial one, right? Because it's the one that I made for myself. And I will say, this one came out so much better. So I kind of learned what I want to do with a bow. I will say the heart for this one, different pattern a little bit because I accidentally single crocheted where I should have double crocheted on my heart. Let me just take it off so I can show you guys. This one's mine. This one's to sell. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but the hearts are a little bit differently shaped and they're sewn on a little bit differently. But the rest of it looks pretty much the same. On this one of the big chunky ones is smaller than the other because I forgot to count. Good old me. But the front is very, very similar to each other. Really love doing this little applique style in the front and then having this detachable bow. So let me take my bow off of mine. That way I can just, I mean, you guys already saw what it looks like, but it's just putting it in your hair. And I can't wear it. I can't wear it. I can't wait to wear it tomorrow because I kind of want to do a try on today, but like also my hair's not made up. So I kind of want to wait until I decide to do my hair. It is the holiday weekend, holidays. It is Christmas week. Tomorrow is Christmas. And I know mentally I'm just not ready to, I don't have the spoons. End point, I don't have the spoons to do all of that right now. That's one of the reasons why my hair is not made up today, but this, I don't have any more of this crimson yarn, so unfortunately I cannot make any more of the berets, but I did start on more of the bow pieces. I have the beginnings of the big piece right here. Oh, also, this is a little bit smaller than the one I plan on selling because I ended up doing 50 foundation single crochets as opposed to, I think I did 40 on this one. I don't know. It's a little bit smaller. I don't know how I did that, but I really learned with this one how to do it. So yeah, what I was saying is I plan on making like a bunch of more of these bows. Not super hard. It's a lot of sewing in, so I'm probably going to sell it for 25 at market, maybe 35 online. But what was I saying? Who knows? Anyways, I'm making more of these bows. Don't have any more crimson or whatever this color yarn is to make more berets. I will plan on selling this one as a piece, but I will be planning on making some more because I definitely have enough to make more of these bows for separate pieces. Oh no, oh, it toppled over. Okay, let's get to the sewing room. Yeah, let's go. In this room, we've got almost the end of this. So all I need is the button and then sewing down this. I haven't updated you guys on this because like sewing is one of those that I kind of hyper focus on and I don't like talking it through. So the zipper's done, but because I sewed this up unevenly, I had to take out all of this, seam rip all of this, and now I'm sewing it back together. There's some extra fabric down here and I gotta work that out. But I just gotta sew this down, sew down these seams, add the button, and then the skirt is done, which is perfect because tomorrow is Christmas, and I told myself I'd have this finished by Christmas. At least one part of this finished by Christmas. And once I get this done, I will be true to my word. I have over here, oh, well, this was clean. These are a bunch of white fabrics that were inside this little thing. I keep on forgetting it's there, but these fabrics should be good for lining. There is some fabric in here. Let me see. This one, I think it's a polyester tablecloth. So I think this would be good for the gajinka. But this one, I bought this because I was like, oh, I need white fabric anyways. And this was all I found.
the one with the music notes on it, and I don't like that. So this would be a great lining or bias tape one. So I'm going to make bias tape out of this probably. And over here, no, that's leftover fabric. Underneath here, there's cutout whip stuff for the top whenever I get around, because these need lining. That's why I pulled all this out, because this needed lining for this. I might actually make this into lining. I don't know yet, but we'll see. So yeah, that's what's going on in this pile, in this room. It was just clean. I promise that I don't plan on keeping this messy, but yeah. So yeah, that's a lot of work done in the last 2 weeks, even though like some of it was just finishing stuff off. I'm very, very proud of all the work we got done this week. The last 2 weeks. We got 5 berets, 6 berets. We got 2 headpieces. What else did we get? 7 berets. And then we got one more thing. Oh, the shawl. Wow. Incredible. Increíble. So thank you for your patience during this holiday season, because I definitely don't have spoons to be doing this as often as I want. I would love to do this way more often, but I work in retail. So I will be signing off right now, right here, right now. I'm going to find all the pieces for my bow. I started it, but I don't know where I put the rest of the pieces. So I got to look for that real quick. But I will be bidding adieu. Goodbye.